Good morning students, this is Joy Varghese from Uncovering Chemistry. Now today we are going to start with a new chapter. This is our video 1 of unit 4, that is chemical kinetics. Now we have studied about many things. Thermodynamics we have studied about when we say equilibrium, but what is the use of studying what we call chemical kinetics? So first of all, in thermodynamics you must have studied about the feasibility of reaction. Now when we say feasibility means possibility, that depends on the value of delta G, what you have seen. If delta G is a negative value, we can say the reaction is possible, or we can call it as feasible. We can call it as feasible, what we say. Right? Now if the value of delta G is positive, we can say it is non-feasible, or what we call it as non-possible, what we say. Understood? Now when we talk about this equilibrium, equilibrium helps to predict the extent of reaction. Now what is the meaning of that? Means when we talk about QC, if you have heard about quotient, QC greater than Kc, equilibrium constant, what we say, reaction quotient or equilibrium constant, what we say. If QC greater than Kc, QC less than Kc, what we have studied. Now if QC is what we call it as greater than Kc, we can say it's a backward direction. Backward direction means the reaction will proceed towards reactor. Means the direction of the reaction you can understand from QC greater than Kc. That is in equilibrium what we have studied. Understood? Same way this QC less than Kc, it derives that the reaction is moving in forward direction. Which direction? Forward direction means towards the formation of product, what we have seen. Understood? Now these two things are possible by study of what we call thermodynamics and equilibrium, but both of these things does not help to predict the rate. Rate means the speed of reaction, what we say. Understood? Now how to consider the rate of reaction, that can be understood what we call from chemical kinetics. So what is the need of studying chemical kinetics? Is to study the rate of reaction, what we say. What to study? The rate of reaction. Okay? Now next part, chemical kinetics, when we say chemical kinetics helps to predict the rate of reaction. What to predict? The rate of reaction. Understood? Now suppose when we say in chemical kinetics, rate of reaction, if you didn't understood, we can say that is the speed of reaction. What is the word? Speed of reaction, what we say. Understood? Now the Greek word kinesis is a Greek word. Which word? Greek word, which means movement. What is the word? Means the word movement, what we say. Understood? So what does chemical kinetics help us? So chemical kinetics help us to predict the rate of reaction. Rate of reaction means the speed of reaction, right? Now kinetic is derived from the word what I said, kinesis. Kinesis meaning movement, and it's also help to alter or change the rate of reaction. Means if you know about chemical kinetics you can alter. If you don't understand, you can change the rate of reaction, rate or speed of reaction, what we have studied till now. Understood? So this is the part. Now what is the use of studying chemical kinetics? I think it is clear to you. It is used for knowing the rate or the speed of reaction. Understood? And also to change the rate of reaction, we are going to study about chemical kinetics. Okay? Now the next part. Now we will talk about the definition of chemical kinetics. When we say what is the definition of chemical kinetics, you can see here, it's the branch of chemistry which deals with the rate of chemical reaction and the factors which influence. Now, which are the factors I will be discussing after this definition? Influence the rate of reaction and mechanism by which the reaction proceeds is called chemical kinetics, right? So this is the definition you have to write down in your fair book. Then we will be discussing about, after this I am going to discuss about the factors affecting rate of reaction when we say. So when we talk about this one, what is written here, it is a branch of chemistry deals with the rate of chemical reaction and the factor which influence. So now what are these factors that we are going to study? Okay, now see. So when we talk about the factors which affect the rate of reaction, the factor which affect the rate of reaction, the first factor what we say is temperature. Second we call it as pressure, right? And third is catalyst. Now, catalyst we have studied that it increases the rate of reaction without taking part in it, what we say, right? Without involving, what we say. So, catalyst is used for increasing the rate of reaction that we have studied in the lower classes, okay? Now, the temperature also increase or decrease rate of reaction, pressure also, it's a factor which affects, and also the concentration. What is the word? The concentration. This also plays an important role in determining the rate of reaction. Understood? So these are the things what we are going to study. Now, in this chapter, when we say, in this chapter, we are going to study about, in this unit, that is in this unit, we will study about rate. When we talk about rate of reaction, in that two things we are going to study. Average, RAV, average rate, average what we call it as, or we can also call it as average rate. Average rate of reaction we are going to study. Also we are going to study instantaneous. We are going to study about instantaneous rate, and also we will study about factors affecting rate of reaction. Clear? Also we will be studying about what we say elementary reactions. Now what are elementary? We will study the topic, at that time I will explain elementary reaction, and also we are going to study about collision theory. The theory, collision theory, right? So first of all we will be starting with this part, that is rate of reaction, that is how to find out rate of reaction, average rate or instantaneous rate. Okay, the next part. Now when we talk about rate of reaction, first of all we will find out the definition, means what is the definition of rate of reaction. Okay, so when we say the rate of reaction may be defined as the change. What is the word? The change, what we say? Change in any one of the reactant. Change in any one of the reactant. Change in what we say it as the rate of reaction may be defined as the change in any one, that is rate change in any one of reactant or product, what we say change, repeat again. Rate of reaction may be defined as the change in any one of the reaction, any one of the reactant or product per unit time. Right? Now what is the meaning of that? That we will explain it through an example. Now consider a hypothetical reaction. Right? Now when we consider a hypothetical reaction, suppose R to P. Now R to P means what we call it as reactant to product, what we say. Now reactant to product. Now when a chemical reaction take place in this case, you will see in the beginning there will be change in concentration, right? Now change in concentration, this is a graph of concentration against time t. Understood? So in the beginning the concentration is represented by a square bracket. I think that everyone know. I'll just write it in little bit bigger handwriting, right? Square bracket represent concentration of reactant. So now suppose in the beginning the concentration of reactant is maximum. After as the time proceeds, the reactant concentration decreases. Understood? Now when we talk about the same part, when we talk about the product, what we say? The product, the concentration and time versus graph if you draw, you know the concentration of product in the before chemical reaction, the concentration of the product is less, and as the time proceeds, you will see the concentration increases. Understood? First it is less, 0 what we say. After that it increases what we say as the time proceeds or the reaction moves forward direction. Okay. Now these two graphs I will merge and show you the simple graph for this. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Now if you merge these two graphs, you can see here, suppose this graph you can see in this case, this is concentration of reactant, this graph is of concentration against time t, what we say. In the beginning, concentration of reactant is maximum and as the time proceeds, it decreases. For the product, when we say concentration of product is minimum and as the time proceeds, it increases gradually, what we say. So this graph represents the concentration of reactant and product before and after reaction, what we say. Understood or not? So now for this we are going to find the rate, what we say. Understood? So for that we will consider few things. Just a minute. Now you can see here, let what we say at time t1, you can say the concentration of what we call it as the concentration of R be equal to, you can see I can write it in bracket R1. At time t1 concentration of R is R1 and concentration of product P be like this, I will write T1 what I say. Now this is for the hypothetical reaction what I said R2P, chemical reaction. I will write like this. Understood? Understood? So now when we talk about this part, what we say here, at now suppose time T2, the concentration of R will be R2 and concentration of P will be P2. Understood? So this is the part what we are discussing about. Now suppose if we know the concentration of reactant decreases with time. So decrease in concentration of R. So decrease in concentration of R is equal to, and I write it as delta R, that is change, delta means change in concentration, and you can say delta R is equal to, I can write it down as R2 minus R1, what we say. Understood? And at the time interval when we say, then at time that is delta T, change in time what we say. Change in time, that is delta T, we can write T2 minus T1. This is the time duration what we are talking about. Understood or not? Now same way, this is I have written here, what is the word I have written? Decrease in concentration. Same way you can write now increase in concentration of product P is equal to delta P what we say, and delta P can be given as P2 minus P1. Understood? At and time duration when we write time duration time duration, it will be delta T will be equal to T2 minus T1. T2 minus T1. I think everyone can see that. Okay. So I think it went out of the range. Delta T is equal to T2 minus T1. Equal to T2 minus T1. Understood? So this is the part what we have discussed, that is decrease in concentration of reactant. R means here what is R? It is reactant. Right? Same way, increase in concentration of P. P means what? Product we are talking about. Product. Understood? So this is the part what we are discussing about. Understood? Now suppose if I want to give the rate of this reaction, how can I give? Just a minute. Now, when we say rate, the rate is equal to decrease in concentration of R upon time taken. Right? So decrease in concentration of R upon time taken, I can write it as rate of this, what we say, rate of the reaction, rate of reaction for, I am talking about the reactant part. Which part? The reactant part can be given as delta R upon delta T. Understood? Or you can also write it as R2 minus R1. Now when we have seen this part, here you have seen that in the graph the concentration decreases. Means when we talk about this part, this point, at this point, or suppose at this point, when I say this is suppose R1, and at this point we call it as this is suppose R2. So if you see, the concentration of R2 is less than R1. Right? So the value of this rate of reaction, here I have to write as there is a decrease in concentration, I will write a minus sign, that is minus delta R by delta T. Understood? Now this doesn't mean that rate is negative. This negative sign, what does it represent? That is, it represents decrease. What is the word? Decrease in concentration. What does the negative sign represent? Decrease in concentration. Understood? So now this I can multiply it with minus 1. So it will be what? Delta R by delta T. Means rate cannot be negative, what we say. Understood? So you have to be very careful in this. This minus sign represents the decrease in concentration. Not that the rate is negative. Okay. Now, if I same way I want to write the rate of reaction for the product. The product, it will not be the same. That I will explain. I will just rub this part. Okay, just a minute. Now, if I want to write the rate of reaction for product, so what it will be? Rate of reaction for what I am talking about. I am talking about the product part. Will be equal to delta. That is change in concentration of P upon delta T. You can write P2 minus P1. But when we have seen the graph in this case, when we say of the product, I am talking about what? I am talking about the product part. You know the concentration was the least, what we said. Concentration was the least, and as the time proceeds, it increases. So suppose if this I take it as P1 and this part I take it as P2, you can see that P2 is greater than P1. So if I subtract this, that is for delta P, if I write P2 minus P1, it will be a positive value. Understood or not? So it will be a, what we call it as a positive value. And for that, here plus sign you can put for the product, what we say, right? So rate of reaction for the product is delta P by delta T. Now what is this plus sign? Plus sign is due for increase in concentration of product, what we say. Understood or not? So increase in concentration of product, that's why we wrote plus sign. Here minus sign because of decrease. Don't think that the rate is negative. Rate cannot be negative. It is always positive, what we say. Understood? So don't get confused. But whenever you write rate of reaction, for a reactant when you write, here minus sign will come, and a product when we write, it will be a plus sign, what we say. Understood? So that symbolizes increase or decrease in rate of reaction. Okay? Now the next part, what we say. Now, in your textbook, there is a graph given on page number 97. Page 97, a graph is given in your textbook. Right? NCERT textbook. Now, in this graph, you can see, it explains the average rate. What is the word what is given? The average rate of reaction. Right? So now, what is the meaning of that? Means at this part what we said means from here to here what we said. Now if the concentration, you know this is the initial concentration, what we call it as initial concentration of reactant what we say. Understood? So at this, suppose this is the initial concentration R1 and this is initial concentration R2. At first R1 time T1 is there and for R2 time T2. So if I want to give an average rate of this reaction, it can be given as minus delta change in concentration of R upon delta T what we say. Understood this part? Now this same thing can also be written as change in concentration means I can write minus what we say R2 minus what we call it as R1 what we say. Understood? R2 minus R1 and whole upon we can write delta T means T2 upon T1. So when we talk about AD represents what? Average rate of reaction what we say. So average rate of reaction you can see it can be given like this what is written, or also you can write like this what we say. What we can write in your book what is given, it is minus R2 minus what we say R1, like this it is given in your book. Understood or not? So this is the thing what I am talking about, or better is to write, because this will create a problem in this minus sign. So better you write like this, that is R2 minus R1. Understood or not? So minus minus will be plus and your rate will be positive. So average rate can be given at this what we say. Now the next part was their instantaneous rate, right? Now for say same thing, there is a graph given for what we call it as product also. Now product graph you start from here. Understood? So you can see that in your textbook. I will explain only this one graph. Second graph you can easily understand from textbook. Understood? Now the next part, now instantaneous rate. I will just rub this part little bit. Just see. Now I have taken the graph of product what we say to explain the instantaneous rate of reaction. Now when we talk about the instantaneous rate of reaction, actually at a particular instant what we say. Now this value when we say, the time is in seconds or what we call it milliseconds sometimes. So in seconds when we say, it is a very negligible or a small change. What we call it as, it's a very small change. So when there is a small change, we cannot directly write as average rate what we say. We have to introduce what we say, the dr by dt form if you remember. Understood? Now in maths you must have studied about in differentiation if you have studied about, right? So dr by dt form we are going to use. So now suppose at this particular instance, suppose the time is t and the product, when we say the concentration of product is P, then we take a slope of this what we say for finding instantaneous rate, that is R instantaneous when we say if you want to find. So here this part represents the concentration in form of dP and this part represents the change in time or time duration, that is dt what we call it as. Understood or not? So if I want to give the what we call the instantaneous rate of reaction, I can write R instantaneous rate will be equal to change in concentration of P upon change in time, that is d by dt. Now why I use this term d by dt? The reason is when dr, what we say, dp is infinitesimally small change, means very negligible change what we call it as, right? Change in concentration corresponding to infinitesimally small change in time. So that is represented by this what we say. So at a particular instant or a given point, if you want to find the rate, you can give it by this, and this is nothing but that is equal to slope what we call, right? Now this is slope for what we call it as product, it is positive value, but if this same thing is for the graph of what we call it as the product, reactant, this is R0 what I am talking about, right? So for reactant if you want to find like this what is given in your book, then again in this case also slope will be there and that part will be, that is instantaneous. Instantaneous rate will be minus what we call it as dP by dt what we call it as, or we can also write negative slope what we say. Understood? Now why this minus sign, this I have already explained. It is because of decrease in concentration. Understood? So I think this part is clear to you why I have written all these things. Okay? So this is the one for product, in product I explained instantaneous rate how to find, and for reactant also it is understood. This is the tangent which is drawn, you can see the red line, and at this point if you want to find the instantaneous, that is at a particular instant, what we call at a point, that what we want to find, but the value is very small, so we have used this infinitesimal term what we said. Understood? So here we stop at this part, and next time we will be continuing with your next topic, that is on page number 98 and 99. But before stopping, I think we need to discuss the unit of rate of reaction. Okay, just a minute. Okay, now we are going to discuss about unit of rate of reaction. So when we write here unit of rate of reaction, when we say, right, the unit of rate of reaction, we know rate of reaction is equal to change in concentration of product or reactant upon time taken. So when we say if the concentration is in mole liter inverse, what we say, and time is in second, then the unit of rate of reaction unit will be mole liter inverse upon second, what we say, right? Or you can also write it as mole liter inverse second inverse. Understood? Now, if it is a gaseous state, which state? Gaseous state, unit will be, that is rate of reaction will be equal to, it will be ATM upon second, or you can also write it as ATM second inverse. Understood? So this is the part what we have discussed about unit of rate of reaction. Next time we will be discussing with the, what I call it as the example based on this. Okay? Thank you very much.